Hello everyone, I am the therapist at law. I'm a licensed therapist in the state of Texas and a JD candidate for 2023. But today we're not talking about psychology and we're not talking about law. We are talking about food. Because when a company says, hey Chris, would you like for us to send you some goodies and you review them and talk about them? You say, absolutely. So here we go. We're talking about Viking waffles. I did an unboxing last week. This week we're going to do a taste testing. Now I said I was thinking about eating it live. As you can see, all the packages are open. I didn't wait. We're going to review them now, even though I've already eaten them. So let me break down the ground rules. I do everything based on price, taste, and convenience. Now I used to switch convenience out with effectiveness when I did reviews, but I just felt like convenience was a better use or like a better measuring stick for something that I would care about. To be frank, I've probably averaged about 60 hours of work per week since 2016. I work a lot, so something that I can grab and go with is really important to me. So that's how I'll be measuring this. The other ground rule is I do everything on a scale from 1 to 10. 5 is not a bad score. 5 means average. So for those of you who are like serial 7s, where you give everything a 7 because that's like passing in terms of like grade point average in school, that's not how we're doing things here. Okay, 5 is an okay score. Okay to get a 5. I'm going to start with taste, work my way through each product, and then give an overall score. Because they sent me, as you can see, they sent me the full variety pack here, and I felt like it would be an injustice not to rate each one. So I'll do it a little quickly. Let's start off with the protein cookie dough. Now it's important to note that I hate cookie dough. I think cookie dough is gross. I hate the texture. I hate the taste. Cookie dough ice cream is gross. It's all just gross. I don't like cookie dough. That said, this tied for the best product they had. I actually gave this a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't too sweet. You mix it with water, you put it in the fridge for 5 minutes, you let it sit, and it wasn't too thick, which is another issue I have with cookie dough. But this was actually pretty good. A 6.5 out of 10 is a pretty good score for me. Let's move on to the syrup. Okay, so as you can see, I don't really know how to describe the consistency of that. It looks kind of gross, I'll be frank. But it's not. It actually tastes great. I'd say this is also one of their better products standing alone. The syrup is probably 6 out of 10, probably slightly less than the cookie dough. Standing alone. So if you just took I don't know why you do this, but if you just poured a little bit of syrup and licked it, probably be a 6 out of 10 on my scale. Okay, the Viking butter. I pride myself on honest reviews. This is horrible. This is really bad. I don't like it. I took like a little baby spoonful of it. Like you can tell almost nothing's been taken out. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. It is so sweet. It only has like 0 grams of sugar. Yeah, I thought it was low. I forgot it was 0 grams of sugar, and yet it tastes straight up like icing. Not a fan of that. I'm sorry, Viking waffles. I have to give this at best a 2 out of 10. And then last up, and most importantly, are the waffles themselves. I got the low-fat vanilla flavor. I'm going to reference that later. I gave these right in the middle of the road, 5 out of 10. Well, I'm going to whip one out here. They're fairly large, so to eat one of these and not really love the flavor is kind of, I mean, you can see the comparison with my hand. That is a flabby waffle. It's basically the size of my hand. So it's a fair-sized waffle, and it's a lot of food to eat if you're not really digging it. 5 out of 10, it's super average. While I was eating it, I had this super meh response to it. I'm sorry, Viking waffles. I appreciate you sending me this, but man, it's the best you're going to get out of me of these waffles. That said, circle back time. They also have an original flavor, which I actually feel like would have been better than the vanilla flavor. The vanilla was clearly tasteable, but not inviting. I don't really know how to describe it. I would have just preferred a regular waffle, I feel like. It's also like difficult because I'm comparing it to Kodiak cakes in my head, which has a huge con we'll get to later. But in terms of comparing it to Kodiak cakes are better. So my overall score, most important part for taste, is a 6.5 out of 10. Here's why it gets a 6.5 out of 10. Even though the highest individual score we had was a 6.5 out of 10. When you combine the waffle with the syrup, it's a solid 6.5 out of 10. And I actually feel like this is kind of the point of ordering something from Viking waffles. Yes, they have cookie dough. Yes, they have Viking butter. But like standard pancake or waffle plus syrup, that's the move. So not a bad score. Again, 5 is average. I have to really kind of hammer that home. All right, let's move on to price. For a pack of 5 waffles, which this is, it's $26 or $5.20 per waffle. For the best seller mix, which is what I got, all these products together, it's $72. The syrup is $19. Viking butter, $7.95. Cookie dough, $12.99. You're seeing the full package here. What's really important though is what would it cost me to get waffles and syrup, going back to my like best overall score, right? And it's too high. As a reminder, the waffles are $26 or $5.20 per waffle, and the syrup is $19. So you do the math on that, you're averaging about $9 per breakfast, waffle plus adding syrup on it, assuming that you're using all the syrup, which is, to be fair, a lot of syrup. But $9 per serving, per breakfast. I don't know if I can roll with that. That's just a little high for me. So I'm sorry, Viking Waffles, but on this one, I'm gonna have to give it a 3 out of 10. Let's move on to convenience. This is by far their strength. As you can see, the waffles are pre-made. All this takes is a little bit of stirring. The cookie dough just takes 5 minutes in the fridge and a little bit of water. Super convenient, unlike Kodiak cakes. On taste for Kodiak cakes, on preparation. Sometimes I look at that box of Kodiak cakes, I'm like, I'll just eat oatmeal. You know, I just don't want to sit there and flip it and like wait for it. And I just, you know, I'm lazy. It is what it is. On this, I'm actually going to give it a 9 out of 10. I can grab a pancake. They can be, you can eat them cold. You can eat them hot. You can throw them in a microwave. You can throw them in the oven. You can throw them on the stovetop. But most importantly, I can grab it from here and eat it. And I just prefer that kind of food. Notable mentions. So I did taste, price, and convenience, but notable mentions. There's 0 sugar in that syrup, which is pretty amazing. I got the low-fat vanilla option. As a reminder, they have original. I think original would be better. I'll be frank. It's 160 calories for the waffle that was the size of my hand. That's not bad. That's not bad. This is certainly a healthy option, and though I'm not a nutritionist, I can understand the ingredients, I can read the ingredients, and the macros make sense in most instances. My overall score for Viking Waffles, going over here, not going over here, just going over here. My overall score for Viking Waffles is a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching. You know, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that like button. You know, all that fancy stuff that we actually do at the end. Hit that sub button. Let me know if there's a company you want me to reach out to. These are honest reviews. I appreciate Viking Waffles. I will put their information in the description below. If you're gonna go with them, I recommend original waffles with syrup. Thanks for watching.